all the other which you go direct to landlord, that's great, but get your agents on board first, and then when you have a money, you can move to, let's say, the next one, which is still free. You can literally
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
everyone.
Istvan and Peter here. How's everyone? Hope you're all well. Peter, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good, very well, thank you. You?
Excellent. Yeah, good, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Very cold, so I'm all well dressed because it's really cold here where I am. But never mind. So, guys, this evening, so we got a bit of a chat. We wanted to bring this to you because we know that there's people out there who struggle to get deals. Struggling to get leads and and sign those deals or even make connections with agents. And the reason we wanted to bring this to you because recently we have done a few deals where quite literally we didn't even have to pick up the phone. So we wanted to help you a little bit just to walk you through how you can actually do such things, and maybe hopefully that will inspire you a little bit in terms of your business as well. Maybe if you're just getting started, how you can do those things. So yeah, that's what today is all about. So hopefully you find this useful. Peter's prepared, lots of materials. He's had a lot of time to think about this. He's got lots of experience that he can share with this on this topic. So I'll be asking the questions this evening, and he'll be doing most of the talking. But I'll try have my input as well. And of course, as always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to stick them in the comments, and we will put them on a screen and we'll answer them as best as we can. So Peter, thanks for again putting this on this evening. Really appreciate it. I'm sure people will also appreciate your knowledge that you're going to share this evening. So over to you. So how would you like to start this, Peter? What's the first advice you can give to people if they're struggling with deals? What is that they really should do first?
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and thanks, Istvan, for our kind words. I try my best. I hope you're going to help as well, so because you are experienced as well, so I hope not everything is going to be on my shoulder, but I do my best. Yes, the reason why we doing this tonight, because as Istvan mentioned, we receive a lot message and inquiries from you guys, from our group, so group members, just from all over the place as well, because as you know, we do a lot of content on social media, and it's just going to be more and more and more. So as we are more on social media, obviously more people come to us because they see all this we do on daily basis, and there's not something fake. We just make something up. Everybody who knows us, we have a huge portfolio, and we literally start from nothing, from zero 3 years ago, and it's not something bragging or anything like that, but it's something which we feel obligated to help you guys. If you have any question or anything like this, you can put in a comment below. So there's a lot of question, even from our mentees and masterminds. We even after first or second session, we still meet with the same issues. Even if you are a bit more experienced, and even if you heard about the tips I'm going to give you tonight, there is a way different doing something right and just doing it, and it's worth nothing. So even if you heard about a couple of things I'm going to mention, one very important thing, you need to do and focus only one thing at first time, because of one of the biggest mistakes we're all making, and I was at fault as well. We wanna do a lot of strategies because all sounds really good. All these strategies good and it's going to make good money. Yes, all the strategies is great, and all of them can work anywhere, almost anywhere, and all of them can make good money. But the main thing you need to stick with one thing, because more than likely you're just starting out. More than likely you have a day job, maybe limited funds as well. So you should not focus on number of different things. You should focus on one strategy, and within that one strategy, how you find deals, or how you find investors. Choose one and focus on what one thing, and when that is works and bring you money, you can do and move to the second one and the third one and the fourth one, and that's how we build up our channels. And at the end, I will tell you how exactly you can be in a position when you literally all you need to do is answering to phone calls, because that's our main topic tonight. How to close deals without even pick up the phone. And I will keep my word, and I will start to tell you guys how you can get there, to not even need to pick up the phone at all, and the deals coming to you, direct to vendor deals, good deals, so you can sell it and package to investors, keep it for yourself, or whatever, whichever strategy you choose. So if you don't mind, Istvan, I'm going to start straight away. Unless
before you go, can we just have a little, put a bit of number on this? So, people are obviously interested. They want to make money from property investing. So what sort of money can people earn? Just one number from without even picking up the phone for selling a deal. Just, for someone who's brand new to this, what do you think they can earn from this? Just so they, they have a feel for it.
So if you want to sell a deal, you can make easy £3,000. If you want to sell a deal and package deals to investors. If you want to keep it for yourself, you can make even more money, because if it's a good deal, and those strategies I just show you tonight, those deals can be really good deals. If the numbers stack up, you can make even more money, much more. You can make £1,000 per month with a good rent-to-rent deal. So you don't need to package it. You can keep it for yourself, and you can make money every month. Within 5-6 months, maybe sometimes 3-4 months, your money is back if you find it yourself, and you can make good money. So, but definitely, if you haven't got the funds to invest in rent-to-rent deal, you can join venture with investors, and they're going to put the money. You can find it for them, or you can just package it to investors, 1-2 deals, and making three grand, and then you can invest in your own or rent-to-rent deals as well. A number of different ways how can you do, but if you don't mind, I would start my first and best way to start when you're just starting out. Go for agents. Go and get to know your local agents. But by the time you go there, please make sure you have a very, very clear vision of your business or the service you offer, and try to find at least 20 objections agents might come up against you. Try to imagine yourself in their shoes. If someone would calling you with a guaranteed rent offer or company that or long term, what would you ask? What objection you could possibly handle? Even talk to other people who are more interested, more experienced in the industry, how you can get away with some of the objections. And so before, even practice outside of your area. So by the time you go to your own area, then you're gonna have at least 5-10 phone calls with agents, so you can get used to it. So once you go to the goldmine area and start to get to know agents, believe me, it takes time. I'm fully, don't expect you're gonna make 2 phone calls and you're gonna make 6 grand. No, but if you're making 15-20 phone calls per day, or even just 10 phone calls per day, or if you're really busy, just make 5 phone calls per day. It will take a bit more time, but one day you're just gonna realize your first deal is done, your second deal is done, and the third deal is done. And those agents who start to work and they see you got the property nice, you always make sure you send the picture what you done to the property, you're nicely dressed up, and they see you're paying the rent they were going to give you. So what you're going to be in a situation, you're sitting home and these agents are going to call you, so you don't ever need to pick up the phone. Of course, at the beginning you need to put the work in, you need to understand the strategies, you need to learn, educate yourself, you need to go there, you need to talk to them, you need to hear a lot of no, but eventually you're going to end up you're going to have a very, very easy situation when you're sitting and people are going to call you. And then there's no joke, honestly.
No, I just say that I completely agree, because I've had similar experience to you in terms of agents. I think the first couple of connections you make, they will take a little while, and certainly probably a little bit more work than everyone really expects right at the start, because everyone thinks it's just going to be easy. But it's not easy. Just think of it that way. You're building a fresh, completely new relationship with someone you've never met in your life, and it's not just that you're building a new relationship. It's not just a friendship, but it's people's livelihoods at stake. For example, so if an agent starts working with you, they're expected to make some money from the relationship. So, it needs to work both ways. So you have to make sure that you build those relationships well right at the start, and then you can, start, I guess, see the fruition of that, hopefully in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, once you build good enough relationships and that they see you as a serious investor, someone who they can work with on a long-term basis, and then they will start bringing you the deals, and then you can be in a position where literally you don't have to do anything. The deals will come to you. So I've seen this firsthand. Peter as testament to that happening on a daily basis. So it's very much possible, but you have to put the work in right at the start.
Absolutely, and this is one of the reasons why I chosen sourcing and packaging business, because I knew exactly I need to learn how to source the right properties for my investors, and then how it's going to be the exactly same I need to source for myself as well. So even if I have millions, and one day I'm gonna still need to able to source a good deals for myself, and I still need to able to get investor funds, raising investor funds, and all this stuff. So that's why I chosen this strategy, because it's all about you have to be a master of it. You have to know your location, know your streets. Go to all your agents before you start direct marketing and direct all the other which you go direct to landlord. That's great, but get your agents on board first, and then when you have a money, you can move to, let's say, the next one, which is still free. You can literally go to the listings yourself or Rightmove and start to scrapping the data. I wouldn't recommend myself to do yourself. You can hire a virtual assistant for 20, 30, 40, 50 quid to do it for you. If you can afford every month, and they can scrapping 100, 200 properties, and they can even scrap there using Rightmove, using the sold history. They can find the address, the address of the property, so they can send it to the the letters to these landlords, so you can go direct to them without you need to do anything. Because obviously, if they're scrapping the data, there are a number of platforms like docmail.com, and there is another one Istvan using. There's like a merge, yeah. So there's systems. Sorry?
It's called Stamp, the other one I use.
Yeah, Stamp, yeah. So there are a number of, maybe this two is the most known about this. So you can literally have a VA. They scrap the data, so they find the addresses, and you create a good letter, and they taking care of everything. So you don't even need to do the work, because they do it for you. Your virtual assistants can do it for you, and you're literally sending 100, 200 letters every month. And you believe me, maybe not the first month, second, third, day score is going to come. So you're sitting home again, agent's going to call you, and the landlord's going to call you. And you spend nothing, because this literally costs you very, very, very small amount of money.
You're making it sound way too easy, Peter. Are you sure this is that easy?
It's a beginning. It's a hard work to really start to do it, and you need to start because you need the good content together, put together how you want to address that letter to the landlord, what you want to say. But I can promise you, if you do it, most of the people, I think they make a mistake. They might do it, they might heard about this, and they might done once. But because they never get a phone call, they just leave it. But believe me, if you're doing it on a couple of months, you're not going to believe how many phone calls you're going to get just by using this strategy.
Oh, no, I know. I do know.
Never give up. That's a main thing. Choose something, make it right, and just doing it.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so we already have two sources. Agent's going to call us, and landlord's going to call us, because we're sending letters to them.
Yeah, that's right. And that's just for normal buy-to-let properties. So what about things for HMOs, for example? Is there something special, anything that people could do for HMOs as well?
Absolutely, we're doing it on weekly basis. Every 2 weeks, we send a couple of hundred letters from the HMO register. Again, I do nothing at all. Our virtual assistants doing. We already have a list of all the landlords in Birmingham, and they just literally every 2 weeks they sending to 200 separate landlords, and they keep changing. And again, guys, if you do it once, you might get a phone call, might not. Maybe you do it second, or If nothing happened, so I give up. No, just do it. Just doing it. It's not going to cost you too much. It can cost, this one can cost you a couple of £100 if you do it on a regular basis. So I would recommend this. Maybe start to do after the first two option already working and brings you some money, because the first two option cost you nothing. But once you have some money, you can start to send these letters. If you have a money, you can start with do all three at the beginning. You can start to send HMO letters plus direct mails plus go to the agents. You can use all three if you have a fund, but I wouldn't recommend to do more than that at the beginning, because you only focus on one thing, preferably at once, and once that work, you move to the next one.
I quite like a couple of things that you mentioned there. So I know very well that when I started, I sent out many letters to the HMO register. So I think at some point I sent out 500 letters, and I've got something like two phone calls from it, and one of the landlords just wanting to know how much I can pay him. Now, it's one of those that you could easily give up at that point and go, oh my God, I've sent out 500 letters and I only got 2 phone calls, and one of them was a complete dud. Or you could think of it this way is, if I just do it again, then maybe I get a different landlord. And, next time I'll probably get a better quality one, because that won't be the first time they hear from me. That will be the second time they hear from me. And then the third time you send out, you have even a higher chance of getting the quality, because people start seeing that you're not just a chancer who sent out one set of letters and then sort of gave up, but you're actually serious about what you're doing. So I think there's certainly something to be said for being consistent and persistent in your approach. So, doing it on a regular basis, if you're in a huge place like Birmingham or Reading or London, obviously you're not going to send out every single letters to every single landlord, but you could be quite selective. You could choose a portion of it, 1 week or 2 weeks, 2 weeks later you send it to a different portion of the register. So you could be smart about it, spread your costs across the month, and also spread your efforts across the month as well, as opposed to sending hundreds and hundreds of letters out every week. You could do just maybe 50 to 100 1 week and another 50 to 100 next week, and so on. So I think that's a good way to approach it. That's certainly what I've done. It just feels a lot less of a hard work, and you get to monitor your results a lot better as well.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. As everything, you need to plan. You need to understand your budget. You need to understand how much you're going to spend. You need to how much that thing going to bring you, but you need to do it on a continuous basis. You can't just send a couple of hundred at once. I would recommend send 50, 100, but do it every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, on continue. And you can target different section of your city. If it's not too big city, you can split them 2 or 3 part and target them every 2 weeks, a different part. It's going to work better, guys, and it's going to bring results sooner or later, and we bring. And there is no any other choice. So don't forget, some of the landlord may buy because they're receiving letters from other people as well. Some of them just want to give you a very, very bad deal because they know the other people is going to come. So you need to be very, very careful, and not every lead is going to turn out as a good lead. So you need to understand your numbers, because some landlord knows people starting out and they want this, so they try to put the price on a higher price because they know they're going to take it. But because I know about how much I offer maximum. I start very, very low always, because I know they start high, and I'm always going closer, and I can stop in the middle. If they don't willing to come to me, then there's no deal. Simple.
Yeah, I think it's important. You got to know your figures. So due diligence, guys, is always important. It doesn't matter what deal you take on or what deal you're looking to sell to your investors. You have to do your due diligence just to make sure it's actually a deal, because it could just be a house, not a deal. So and some people are not very happy to pay a sourcing fee for just a house that isn't actually providing them with any benefits whatsoever. So do your due diligence. I think it's really important. Even with the rent-to-rent deals or houses for purchase, it doesn't matter. Due diligence is very, very important. So we spoke about direct letters, speaking to agents, and obviously direct to vendor and landlord as well. So what other methods can we use, Peter, to get us more leads? To get to the point, like we said right at the start, to actually have deals without having to pick up the phone?
Absolutely, a lot of leads, can be generated, and it's still free. Just using social media, just simple start, run, set up on three platforms, your personal and business page, and work on some strategy. Obviously, you want leads, you want deals. So if you want deals, obviously you need to understand your target audience is going to be landlords, vendors, who either want to sell their properties or either want to rent their properties. So that's a two thing. Because you understand, most of the time, I believe people don't even think about. They know I want property business, I want this, I want that, but I don't think so. People really think really think the thing through what they need to do. And I don't think so. They really put goals. They really put plans in place, business plan. They really think about who is my target audience, what marketing channels I will use, how shall I use it, what content shall I create. Because once you know all this stuff, everything is become so much easier. You start to create content for problems for landlords, because what we do is we in property business, but we problem solvers, we also marketers. So what we do is we try to solve those landlords problems, and the easiest way is just go free, and just go for social media and use your profile, use your business page as well, because some people likes more if it's a business, looks more professional. Some people prefer personal, they don't like companies. So that's why we need to use both, and try to reach as many people as you can by doing lives, videos. If you're not confident doing lives, videos, just putting posts together. Again, hiring a virtual assistant, and using software like Canvas. You can create a good banners, you can create a good post. Just think about, just start to do a bit of research of your market. What the landlord struggling with, in generally, or in your location. What's the issues, the concerns they have, and create content around that. And try to address them. You don't need to tell them, "Hi, I am here, and I take whatever property, how many I need, and I want." Try to be a bit smart, and give them good content, good value, addressing problems, my issue, my face, and let's say every once or twice in a week, you can create a promo content, like when you literally directly offer your service, like we taking properties on long-term rent or guaranteed rent, or we buying properties, or whatever is your strategies, but give them content, because these people are going to start to follow you. Sometimes, most of the time, in marketing, you need 5, 6, 7 touch points until someone buying from you, because that's the other thing people don't really understand. Every business is a very, very important part of the marketing, and not just the marketing, but also the sales. That's the other thing people fail a lot of times. I know it's too much information, so we always happy to help anybody want to learn about all the things. We always happy to help, answer any question for absolutely free. But honestly, it's a lot of things, and this is the hardest point when you're starting out. A lot of things you need to consider. Just within marketing, 2, 3, 4, 5 different very important things. Even if you have a lead and someone calling you, a landlord, that's going to be a sales call. So a lot of people don't understand this. So if you don't say the right thing, just like last weekend it happened, one of our mentees, obviously he's trying to solve the problem, and he's trying to find deals, but unfortunately the pitch has to be right, and then someone calling you and asking the right questions rather than punching someone in the face. Sorry for the word. So asking the right kind of questions before you start to say how good you are, and you are the best, and all this stuff. So that's not marketing. You need to understand about sales. You need to ask the right questions. You need to find out what's the problem, and then you need to solve it.
Wow, I think I don't even know how to summarize what you just said. There's so many cool, good things about what you just said, but I think there's a lot to take in that one, Peter. But all of it is really, really important. So yes, guys. So if I could just try and summarize it, so use social media. You can use it for landlords or vendors. It doesn't matter. The method is the same. I guess your target audience is slightly different, so you need to slightly alter the message, but you can do that through your posts, through your messaging from your Facebook page or your personal profile. Also, what you said, Peter, was around understanding, how we are marketers as well as property investors, and I think that's always get overlooked, in my opinion. And I know very well that I was guilty of that for a long time myself. I thought, I'm into property, I'm doing property investing, why should I care about it? But really, if you think about it, guys, you are marketing yourself constantly. What we're doing right now, this is a marketing of our own little brand, right? But when you speak to agents, you're marketing yourself as your property company. When you speak to vendors, you're doing the same thing. Or if you're trying to look for tenants or guests for your serviced accommodation unit, it's the same thing. So even though you are in property, you are very much linked to marketing. So have a think about that, guys. It's really, really important. And I think we keep emphasizing it for a reason, because it's a key thing to your business. So get used to the fact that you need to be a good marketeer as well as you have to be a good property investor. And I think you'll do pretty well. So hopefully that summarizes what you said, Peter. Hopefully I added my little 2 pence to that as well.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes I get carried away, so thank you. And then I apologize for everybody if it was too much information in one. But I'm always trying to give as many as we can within this short time. So and that's why I mentioned, if anybody has any other question or need some plan or anything like that, we always happy to help, because we've been through all this stuff. And I think a lot of people can be blamed because they don't tell you. Even if you go to the courses, they teach you stuff, and they tell you and mentioning stuff, of course, put yourself out there and all this stuff, but they don't tell you exactly and explain and give you the guide, which we most of the time we give to people who we have. That's an exact guide what you need to do by step and how to build up these things. And it's so important, so many things. You can do 5 things, all the 5 things I just mentioned now, and it could fail. All could fail. So no leads come or no deals you close, because all the small important details, that's the matter. Those things matters, and if you don't get those right, then you can generate hundreds of leads. If you can't close the deal down, if you don't negotiate in the right way, if you don't know what to say to people, to agent, to landlord, because every time I leave someone calling you in a leaflet call or a HMO call, you go to the agent, talk to the agent. It's also a sales call, and you need to sell yourself. And within seconds, you need to ask the right questions and you need to offer the right solution. Once you know the problem, you will be in better position to offer your solution. So yeah, the next point, if I mention something, is still social media. If you have enough income and if you get everything right, I just mentioned, you can even spend on social media and do social media direct to vendor campaigns, pay-per-click campaigns on Facebook and Instagram, and you can go direct to vendors. You can reach hundreds of thousands of people, depends on your budget. And if you know who your target audience, and if you put your message rightly and you solve the problems, offer the solution for them rather than giving the promo like buy, I am the best. So if you rather give them the solution for their problems, let's say you offer a free ebook, a free report, or anything like that, and you can get their contact, you can get in touch with them again. They will get in touch with you, not you who keep calling people. But this takes time until you learn. And I really don't want to get into more details because it really takes time. But the main thing is, knowing your target audience, using the social media, addressing the right people and telling the right message to them, and rather give them good content and good value than only just promo.
Very good, Peter. So that's all on social media, I think. So we really like social media. We use it a lot, and I think for most people who are doing property, they sooner or later realize how valuable social media is. So and you can do it for free. A lot of it is free, guys. So get in there if you're not doing anything yet. It's a virgin oyster right now. So keep doing that. So of course, that's a lot of it. What we just mentioned was online in terms of getting your leads and your deals. But of course, there are offline methods as well. So what's your favorite in terms of doing offline, Peter?
One of my favorite, I'm only using actually one offline. No, the couple of us offline I mentioned, like a letters. One of my favorite is a leafleting. It's not easy to find the right people, if I'm honest, because if you go with a company, they charge you a horrendous amount of money, especially if you want your leaflet get delivered by its own, and not in book, with other leaflets, because nobody gonna open your leaflet if it's come with another 5 6 leaflets. And again, it's the same example. You learn to do leafleting, okay, you can do, but you spend too much money because you don't know how to find the right people. And then you also might choose, because a cheaper solution, to get delivered with others, because you don't know the company, that's how they delivered, and they might not open it, so you spend a couple of £100, maybe even more, and this nothing comes back. It's better to put an ads on Facebook or whatever, and get some people who okay with making 30-40 quid by delivering a couple of hundred a leaflet, and even thousands sometimes, and if you do it on a continuous basis, you can afford it, and your leaflet is going to be delivered by day on, so it's going to be much higher chance to get results. And I think you already see, if you use all these tools building up on top of each other, there is no way, I can guarantee that there is no way leads not going to come to you before you ever need to pick up the phone. Just like we do sometimes. Sometimes for weeks we don't even pick up the phone, even though we get a sales team in here. But sometimes we don't. We pick up the phone only for answering. But when they calling you, remember, when they calling you, they already know about you, and they are the ones who calling you. So you turn the table, and you are not anymore who chasing those people, because gonna chasing you, because they are the ones calling you and want to talk to you. So there's a completely different conversation from that point.
So would I be right in saying that once you're in that position where people call you, then you kind of change from being a salesperson to more of becoming the problem solver? Because the people call you because they have a problem, right? If they didn't have a problem, they would not be answering your leaflets. If they didn't have a problem, they wouldn't be answering or calling you back on your HMO letters. Very similar to your posts on social media. So people have either some sort of desire or a problem, and this is why they get in touch with you. So I think it's a good place to be when you actually get called as well, because like you said, it puts you in a better position, because they're the ones who approach you, as opposed to you having to do the hard sales of hard pitching, or sometimes even cold calling. So you already have a lead that's, I would definitely classify it as a warmer lead than what you had if you were just picking up the phone yourself and calling someone completely out of the blue. So again, a good place to be. So it's well worth doing all these marketing, guys, because obviously that could bring you the leads and put you in a far better position. So is there any more that we've got anything more to add to that, Peter? So we spoke about leaflets. Anything else that you've got?
Yeah, I got 2 other extra on top of this. One is absolutely free and very easy.
Bonuses, huh?
You can start even at the start, joining to Facebook groups, local Facebook groups like property rental, buy and sell Facebook groups, buy and sell and stuff Facebook groups. A lot of people in there in these groups, and a lot of landlords as well. So if you following people and following posts, you're going to find landlords who are posting on their property or looking for tenants, and you can get in touch with them. Yes, I have a solution. What's the issue? What's the problem? If I can have, my company can have, whatever you say. Again, clear pitch about yourself, your company, and the service you offer. Without that, it's not going to be for everyone. That's why you not all the leads is going to be sales. Out of 10, sometimes out of 15, 21. But if you do everything I just mentioned, you can imagine how many leads can come to you on monthly basis. You can post on these Facebook groups. You can join and comment other people post. It's very easy to find good leads on these groups. Other very easy thing, put an ad like we offer guaranteed rent, or don't say we offer guaranteed rent, just say we're looking for long-term rent as a tenant on Gumtree or Facebook Market. And again, people are going to come to you and people are gonna asking you again. There's a lead, so again more chance. People come to you, and you not anymore you go after other people. They will come to you. Obviously they have a property and they're looking for tenants. So again, the problem is there. It doesn't mean your solution is going to be good for them, but it does mean there is a chance. There is a good chance, and more leads coming, more sales we're going to make. So more deals you're going to make. That is so easy and simple. And the other one, lastly, finally, because I don't want to keep everybody awake, and I know everyone want to go to sleep. Lastly, it's a very smart one, and I think it works really, really well for us. And it takes a bit maybe more time, and it's more knowledge. But you can start at the beginning to create, because you're going to need a domain name and you're going to need a website, even if it's just free. At least having the presence on Google, just like on social media, is crucial. A lot of people forget about when you talk to agents or landlords, they want to check who's the company. So if they don't find you on Google and don't find you on social media, I'm not talking about paid ads and SEO and all this stuff. I'm just talking about just being on Google and being on social media, even if it's a free website, and even if it's just a free account on social media, just being there, it's a huge and very important. But if you're smart enough and you have some knowledge or money to invest a bit on SEO, local SEO, let's for example, and you have a couple of good page like guaranteed rent in Manchester or whatever you're living, or we buy any house, or we buy any house in any condition, or whatever page you use, and you get the right keywords, you might going to be fine after a couple of months. It's not going to happen first day, and the second day it might take 6 months or might a year. Depends on how competitive that keyword you're gonna ranking on. Once you can ranking on, it's a lot of leads gonna come from there. A lot of free leads. People gonna call you, and again, the situation gonna be different because these people gonna calling you.
Yeah, I thought you were going to mention website, because I think that's one of those things that I think you're very proud of. We've done a few of these checks over the last couple of weeks, where the web page ranks, and it comes up in the top 3 every single time we check, and that's because we obviously put a lot of effort into that. So, and it's like you say, after a while it becomes free leads, so it's a really good tool to use. Right, if there's anything else for us to add, Peter, I think there's been a load of stuff in terms of what people can utilize, how they can get to the position where they can actually not having to make any calls. The calls will come to them, and I think that's really a really strong position to be in. So, we've covered loads of different things: online, offline marketing methods, leaflets, HMO letters. There's lots of things. So, I think that's probably us for today. But unless you got something else to add, you've already had a couple of bonuses. So let me know if there's any more. Otherwise, we might say goodbye to people.
Yeah, I think that's it from me for tonight. And guys, any question, just let us know. I'll be happy to address.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Peter. Well, guys, I always like to mention that if you're not part of our Facebook group yet, look for us, Cash Flow Property Facebook group. We are growing, so please come and join. We've got hundreds and hundreds of members already, so please come and join us. We'll be sharing lots of unique content in the group as well. So this is going elsewhere. So this is not just in our group, but there will be things that we only do to our group. So if you want to catch that, you want to be part of that, then come and join our group. So with that, I'm going to thank you for joining us, and thanks, Peter, for sharing all this brilliant info. I think it's super useful. And thank you, guys. And we shall see you soon. See you next week. And for those of you in our group, we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.
Good night.